Sean Puffy Combs' federal charges have little, if anything, to do with domestic abuse or pedophilia. His major sex crime federally is he's being accused of transporting women across state lines to engage in sex. What we call prostitution. Not Casey, not the Freakoffs, not underage girls, but prostitution. Why am I bringing this up? Because I don't support prostitution either. I do not support men paying for the sugar box. I do not support black women having to sexually exploit their sugar box in order to pay their bills. With that being said, prostitution is the oldest female business on the planet Earth. Prostitution is the oldest female business on the planet Earth. Prostitution is the oldest female business on the planet Earth. It is the sexual trafficking that Sean Puffy Combs is being accused of. Not domestic abuse, not freak-offs, not stomping out Cassie, not engaging in sex with underage women. It is interstate sexual trafficking. That is the charge. Why am I bringing this up?
No, I'm begging you guys, please to listen to what Dr. Umar has to say, because a lot of people are just going to jump out and say that he's defending Diddy, but when you really listen to what he has to say, he truly has a point. No, once again, I want you guys to listen fully and listen thoroughly to what he has to say. Remember to drop a like and subscribe, show some love. Drop a like and subscribe, show some love, but I'm going to stop my talking. Check out the rest of the clip.
I'm bringing this up, please God, because when I listen to the news, they're not talking about the evidence against Sean Puffy Combs. When I listen to the news, they're not talking about the evidence of Sean Puffy Combs. When I listen to the news, I have yet to hear anybody give me a specific piece of interstate sex trafficking evidence against Sean Puffy Combs. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it for the low political IQ Negroes. I'm going to say it for the average political IQ Negroes. And I'm going to say it for the high IQ Negroes. I haven't seen or heard a single piece of evidence against Sean Puffy Combs. I ain't read it in the New York Times. I ain't read it in the Philadelphia Inquirer. I ain't heard it on CNN. I ain't seen it on headline news. Where is the evidence that Sean Puffy Combs engaged in interstate sex trafficking? I keep hearing about Cassie when I turn on the news. Why are we hearing about Cassie when Cassie has nothing to do with the federal indictment? I don't think any black man should have 1,000 bottles of baby oil. I don't think any black man needs 1,000 bottles of baby oil. But I haven't seen anywhere in federal law where owning 1,000 bottles of baby oil is a federal crime. Brothers and sisters, are you with me so far? Brothers and sisters, are you with me so far? Do you understand, overstand, and understand what the most requested black scholar in the world is saying right now? Do you understand and overstand and understand what the most requested black scholar in the world is saying right now? Do you understand, overstand, and understand what the premier Pan-Africanist on the planet is saying to you right now? Baby oil is not a federal crime. Stomping out Cassie, he was not charged with a crime. The freak-offs are not crimes. So why do we keep hearing about Cassie? Why do we keep hearing about baby oil? Why do we keep hearing about freak-offs? Where are the federal charges, and why are the charges being sealed? Why did the feds seal the charges against Sean Puffy Combs? I'm going to tell you one reason why the feds sealed the charges against Sean Puffy Combs. One of the biggest reasons they sealed the charges against Sean Puffy Combs is because the evidence is probably weak. The evidence is probably weak. And because the evidence is probably weak that he is guilty of interstate sex trafficking, and because the evidence is probably weak that he is guilty of interstate sex trafficking, they had to seal the charges. They had to hide the charges from you and I. They had to hide the charges from you and I long enough for the public execution to be carried out.
No, by no way, shape, or form I am defending Diddy, but to what Dr. Umar said, listen, man, it's really true because even up to this date, we're not hearing about any sex trafficking or all of those charges that they said that is why Diddy will be going into trial. All we're hearing about is victims, females coming up mostly, and talking about their experience with Diddy. And the more the trial goes on, I believe that a lot of these females went into it willingly. Even Cassie, sometimes I'm thinking, no, I'm not saying that Diddy may not have forced them and they did things out of fear, but if you guys have listened and tuned in with the trial, man, a lot of these females, it's really crazy than what we think. And I also believe that, once again, the elites are the one who are orchestrating all of this, right? Because they want Diddy to go down. I strongly believe that. I say that all the time. Now, once again, I'm not defending Diddy because I do believe he has been doing wrong things, but look at it. He has been doing all these things years ago, decade ago. Why no? Why is it all of a sudden, no, his dirty ways are showing up? Some people might say everything in the dark might come to light. Yes, that is true. But I want you guys to understand that he was being protected. He was being protected. So once again, a lot of these females, I believe that they went willingly and they were just exchanging it for money. Like when you really listen to it, man. So what Dr. Umar is saying, I understand what he's saying. We're not hearing about any sex trafficking and all of that. All we're hearing about is baby oils and females, you know, talking about their experience and how they had sex and freak-offs and all of that. And the truth is, none of those stuff are, you know, breaking the law to be too freaky. And it's just the truth. I'm not defending Diddy. I know he has done wrong things. Well, let's just say I believe. And I believe also he should be charged for all the wrong things he has done. But for what we're seeing now, for what the trial is being on right now, for everything he's being accused of, it's nothing for the federal charges. And it's just the truth. But I want you guys to let me know what you think. Let me know what you guys believe down in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts and perspective. Remember to drop a like and subscribe, as it helps out a lot and it'll be greatly appreciated. I want to say thank you for your time and thank you for watching. It is your boy Premium Celeb, and as usual, I'm out.